All right, hello and welcome. My name is Shauna. This is our intermediate level Fit Essentials class. And if you were wearing the B3 bands, we've already added air. We'll use a little bit of weights today if you have some free weights available. And also our last circuit, if you join us for all three sections, we'll be utilizing like one of those bands as an option or a bent over row. So just so you have some awareness, and we're gonna start first down on all fours. Got some donkey kicks we're gonna work on today and some down dog, knee to elbow to get some good movement and activation to get started. So here we go, coming on down to hands and knees. We're gonna do a few rounds of some cat-cow breathing. So go ahead and spread the hands nice and wide, place each hand directly under the shoulders and have each knee just underneath the hip. From here, as you breathe in, you're gonna lift up between those shoulder blades, draw the chin in towards the chest, pause at the top of your breath, and then when you're ready, nice smooth exhale, lowering the belly towards the floor, draw those shoulders down your spine, looking up and forward. Same thing, breathing in nice and deep through the nose, pause the top as you round, and a nice gentle exhale. Good, let's go about 3 more cycles, moving through at your own tempo. Nice deep breath, trying to expand that air to different parts of the rib cage. Let's take it through one more, and then we're gonna meet in child stretch. When you're ready, toes together, knees divide, walk the hands in front of you, and then go ahead and lower those hips back, bow the head down, and we're gonna stay here for 3 cycles of breathing. Expanding the sides of the rib cage. Relax those eyes closed for a moment. One more nice big breath. And coming up and forward. Go ahead and rotate the hands. The palms are down, fingers pointing in towards your body. Really draw that stomach in, and then just leaning back here. Get a nice stretch, those forearms, fingers spread nice and wide. You can add a little side to side rock with your torso. You want to feel a stretch without feeling pain. So kind of find that balance where it's not making you want to grimace, but you get a nice solid stretch. All right, coming forward, coming off the hands up to a kneeling position, starting with shaking those wrists out. If you're able to sit back on your ankles, we'll go ahead and give a little stretch to those ankles while we circle through those wrists. Nice. Rotate the hands the other way. Make sure you draw those shoulders down out of the ears. And then back sides of the hands together, fingers pointing down, draw the shoulders and the elbows down. Excellent. Close the eyes, breathe 3 times. Stay nice and long through the spine, chin drawn in. One more breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And release. Fantastic. All right, we're going to head back to all fours, getting ready for some donkey kicks to start it out. And then we're going to be doing a down dog knee to elbow. So we're going to go donkey kick on the left leg up and down for 40 seconds. Before we switch legs, we're going to come up into down dog, and we're going to go left knee towards the left elbow for here. And then we'll come down to all fours and do it on the opposite side. So that's going to be our sequence. We'll be doing it twice through. Wide handprint, come on to all fours. 2, 1, donkey kicks first. So midline nice and neutral. Sometimes we'll tend to arch that lower spine, drawing the stomach in. Knee stays bent throughout the motion, and then you're looking to get some extension through the hip. I like to think about trying to push the bottom of my foot straight up towards the ceiling without allowing any kind of twist through the torso. So just looking to fire that glute and your hamstring. Fantastic. Chin in, looking right down between the hands. Less than 10 seconds. Breathing out as you kick that leg up. Breathing in as you lower. 2, 1, and pause. Go ahead and come off the hands for a moment. Shake them out, and as we come back into position, see how far you can spread from your little finger to the thumb. And then we're getting ready for that down dog position next. Turn the toes under when you're ready. Guide those hips nice and high. Chin to the chest, go ahead and push back first. And then when you're ready to start coming forward, you're going to lift up out of those arms, draw your knee towards the same side elbow for this first round. Taking your time as you push back into that down dog position. So you also get the benefits of the stretch and then lifting up through that mid body, drawing that knee towards the same side elbow, working that midline. Sync it up with your breathing. Fantastic. Gonna be 2 more times. Up and forward, drawing that stomach in, staying nice and long through the arms. Final time and rest. Excellent job. Once again, 15-second break off the hands, and then we're gonna do it on the right side. I'm gonna go ahead and circle around here. All right, donkey kicks first. Place those hands back down, set the feet, and now on your right side. Here we go. Back with those kicks. Stomach nice and neutral, straight up and down. It's our first of 2 sets, and we get into the second round. I'm going to come up to standing and practice a little bit of some balance with the donkey kicks. If you want to do it on this quadruped position, that's always an option. We'll give an option to come up to standing as well. We've got 15 seconds left. Breathing out as you kick up, breathing in as you lower down. Excellent. Just careful that we don't overextend as we kick up. So stomach drawn in, and 2, 1, and rest. Taking a pause off those hands before we come back for that down dog, knee to elbow. All right. Coming back down. Remember to think about trying to make a nice big starfish with your hands. So spread those fingers out, turn the toes under, and when you're ready, here we go. On the right side this time, lifting up, drawing that knee towards the right elbow. And as you push back, lower those heels down. Feel that nice gentle stretch along the whole back side of the body. Very good. Chin pulls in towards the chest as you push back. Think about trying to guide your heart towards your thighs, making that space. Fantastic. Almost there. Let's go twice more. Extend it back, draw it forward. Final time. And take a rest. Fantastic. All right, if you want to stay on all fours, you can, or feel free to come on up to standing for that donkey kick version. Show you how it's going to look. So from standing, you'll come up on one leg, and now we'll just slightly bow forward, arms out to the side, and we do a standing donkey kick. We'll all start together here. Stomach drawn in, lift up, squeeze those shoulders back, little bend in those knees, and then when you're ready, kicking it back, drawing it in. So we're nice and strong through the belly. Excellent. Anytime you need a break, you could always just come up all the way, rest that other leg down, focusing to stay very level through those hips and try to squeeze those shoulders back. We're halfway through. I really like this balance exercise without shoes on. Gives you more awareness of the foot. I really feel my support leg gripping down through those toes. Excellent. 1 or 2 more. Back, in, extend, and rest. Good job. Come on up to standing. Go ahead and circle those hips around. And a couple circles the other way. And then we're going to head back down for the down dog. And then we'll come back up for the second side. So we'll make our way down. This option on the down dog, we're going to give you the choice to go knee towards that opposite side. So it'll be left knee to the right elbow. So as you make your way back down, reset those hands. Down dog, knee towards the opposite elbow. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hips high. Push back into down dog first, and then draw forward. Going diagonally across the body. Seeing how close you can draw that left knee to the right elbow. So I'm breathing in through the nose as I push back, and a nice gentle exhale as I draw forward. Still really gripping those finger pads down, engaging the arches of your hand, taking the load off the wrist. Fantastic. 1 or 2 more. Heart towards the thighs as you push back. 2, 1, and rest. Nice work. All right, go to make your way back to standing. If that's your choice for the second round of the fire hydrants, this time on the right leg. So standing tall to start, stomach in, just a little baby bend in those knees. You want to bow forward a bit, and then we're going to squeeze those shoulders back, coming on that one leg. And here we go. Standing donkey kicks. But really key here. You can also do the standing tall, just adding a little bit more challenge with that forward bend. Yep, doing great. Hips stay level. Sometimes the hips will start to kick out, so continue to lift up. Woo. Work with that balance. Trying to grip that big toe down, pushing it straight down into the mat. 10 seconds left. Draw the knee in, extend the hip back. Good, and watch those shoulders. I was starting to shrug up into my ears, so draw those shoulder blades down, and everybody rest. Awesome job. All right, let's finish it up with that down dog knee to elbow, and then we're gonna do a little bit of stretching on the ground before we get ready for our second circuit. We'll start in 10 seconds. So come back down to the floor. This time it's going to be the right knee to the left elbow. Spread those fingers out. Ready, begin. Heels lower down, also getting that calf stretch. Breathing in as you push back, chin to the chest, heart towards the thighs. Nice gentle exhale as you lift up between those shoulder blades, pulling that knee towards that opposite side. Really key here not to lose that bridge position as you come forward. So you want to feel like you're strong in that plank position. Fantastic. Final 10 seconds. And 2, 1, all done there. Awesome job. All right, go ahead and come on down to all fours, and then we're going to spin onto your back. As you lie back, go ahead and hug those legs into the chest. Going to give a little bit of loosening for that lower back with our double knee to chest. Hug the legs in, rock your body side to side. From that double knee to chest into that 2-knee twist, arms go out at 90 degrees to the side, and then both knees come together as you turn the head, look over the opposite shoulder, and then scoop the legs and come to the opposite side. Head and neck turns over that second shoulder. Let's get between 2 to 3 touches on each side. You decide how long you want to stay there, and then switch. Once again, it's an easy thing to kind of sync with your breathing. Breathing in as you bring the legs over, gently breathing out as you come into that twist. And then make sure you get even touches on both sides. Once you finish that double knee or 2-knee twist rather, we're going to place the feet, and we're just going to go about 5 to 8 reps of a glute bridge. Wake up the back of the body just a bit more, and then open up the front of the hips. So feet about hip width apart, and then when you're ready, we'll start to work into those bridges. You want to feel the heels and that big toe push down. Try to engage that big toe into the floor. Add a little pause in the top of your bridge. Gentle breath out, chin in, and you want to try to keep some space in that lower spine. So try to not move into any kind of pinching sensation. Stay just below any kind of pinch, be it in the low back or the front of the hips. Good. Final time. Up, down, and rest. Fantastic. All right, we're going to spin it right back over. Kind of inchworm our way back to standing, and we'll get ready for that second circuit. Great job. As you come on up, feel free to grab a drink of water or whatever you might have available. And for this second circuit, we're going to want to have some weights around. We'll start without any weights. But then our second exercise, we're going to work a little bit of a deadlift. So recommend having some weights for that. And I'm going to have some lighter weights. We have some squatting with the option of that overhead reach for the thruster. All right, after you've gotten that drink, let's go ahead and stretch out those quads, getting ready for the squats. Drawing that shoulder back at the same time. A little bit more exposure to that balance. can stay tall here. If you want to add that extra challenge, keep that nice little bend in that knee, crouching down and reaching forward. 10 seconds left. Hips nice and level. You can see how I tend to lean away. So the side that you're stretching that quad, think about bringing that hip down towards the floor a bit. And come on up. Good work. Same thing, second side. Plant that big toe down, lift everything up, squeezing those shoulders back. Woohoo. Grab that second foot. Good. If you did that forward lean on that first one, establish that position. Forward bow as you reach nice and long. Find something to focus on. 10 seconds left. Remember to keep those hips level. 2, 1, release. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and warm up about 3 reps of a squat. We're gonna bring our thumbs to the shoulders, pushing those elbows up and forward as we start to sink on down, working on that depth, but holding strong in the bottom as we stand. We're gonna go ahead and raise those arms up to overhead. Fantastic. Breathing in, thumb to the shoulders, pushing those elbows up, and then breathing out, stand tall and push. Awesome. Last one. Pushing those elbows up and forward. Awesome. Drive those heels down, push through the toes and extend. Solid. All righty, behind the back stretch, interlace the hands, ribs tucked down as you extend those elbows, squeezing the shoulders back. And then I have my feet outside those hips, long spine, send those hips back, draw those arms up and over the torso. Chin to the chest, and just think about giving a little space in the neck. Allow gravity to do its job, pulling the head down, giving a little space in the neck. One more breath. And on that next inhale, drive through the legs, back up to standing. All right, wonderful. If you want to hold light weights for the first round, I'm going to hold some 5s here. The first exercise is going to be a combination of a dumbbell thruster, what we just warmed up, plus a dumbbell squat. So we'll do an overhead reach every other rep, and we'll be working for a minute. From there, we're going to introduce the exercises as we move through, being our intermediate level class. Most of you will be familiar with the movements. So we'll start with that dumbbell squat or thruster here in 5 seconds. Either thumbs to the elbows or light weights up on the shoulders. And 2, 1, when you're ready. Controlling down, eyes looking forward, squeeze the tush as you stand tall. Excellent. And now in the next rep, we take out the overhead push. Good job. Breathing in, coming down, stand tall. Rep 3, we go back to that overhead and then down and up for that second rep. And that's the pattern. Move at a pace that feels best for your body. On this first round, we're doing 1 minute of each of the exercises. And then as we go through the rounds, we're going to be going down in time. So the second round will be 45 seconds. The third and final round will be 30 seconds. And we have 4 exercises that we're going to be cycling through. Fantastic. We're already 45 seconds through this first minute of squats and thrusters. So good breathing. You can pick up that tempo as we go. Excellent. And 2, 1, take that pause. All right, nice work. Second exercise is a deadlift. If you feel a little bit uncertain, you can mimic the top portion with a good morning. If you can feel like you can move with a moderate size weight, I'm going to hold a dumbbell right between the legs. It's going to be a sumo style deadlift. So we'll start here in about 5 seconds. Feet outside the hips, stomach drawn in so you're not overarching that spine. And then bowing forward, here we go. Push through the feet, standing nice and tall. And the deadlift is a hinge. So it's intentional. The chest bows forward, hips push back, nice long spine. Very good. Breathing pattern, breathing in as we lower on down, holding good engagement through that mid body. And then breathing out, driving through the legs, stacking those shoulders right over top of the hips. And I like to think about I'm trying to stand as tall as I can. So lengthen through that spine as you stand straight up. Wonderful. Breathing in and breathing out. Good job. Watching that shoulder position, think about holding those shoulders in that retracted position or drawn back as you bow down. That's going to help keep that weight close to the center of gravity. Very nice. Less than 10 seconds. Keep breathing through. We're gonna work some lunges next with the option of a bicep curl. And take your rest. All right, we're gonna set that weight down. I'm gonna go no weight on this first round of lunges, and I'm just gonna move my hands as if I'm holding weight. So I'm standing now with both toes, or all 10 toes rather, pointing forward. And then when you're ready, we'll begin the lunge by stepping back, controlling that knee down as you curl in, and then propelling yourself up through that front leg, alternating sides, stepping it back, eyes up as you lower down, extend through the hips, standing tall, good. Back and down, up and forward. Sometimes we do a little high knee at the top. If you want to choose that option, you can, but today I'm just keeping it out. We've got other options of balance work. Good job. Halfway through. I do recommend that you have this full range of motion without any kind of pain to bring that knee down before you choose to add any weights to the movement. 15 seconds left. You want to take that far enough step back that that front shin stays vertical and heel stays planted as you lower that back knee down. Looks great. Nice, Jean. Push that big toe down. Final time. Back, up, and rest. Alrighty, short rest. Just coming up to standing. And now we're going to move right into some blood flow work. Starting with that march and punch. Getting that cross body work with that upper body. Exhaling. Knees come up nice and high. If you want a little bit more pop in your step, you can add a little skip. Good job. We're going to transition from this march and punch into either some step or some jump jacks. There you go. 10 more seconds here, and then our final exercise, little cross crawl again, but this time alternating knee to elbow. And here we go. So a little bit of balance, little slower tempo, help catch our breath a bit before we go into round two. Nice breath out as you drive that knee up, holding strong through the stomach. Beautiful. Good. Final time on each side. Up, down, and rest. All right, we're gonna take 30 seconds. If you're wearing the bands, you can lift the air out or take them off. And then we're gonna be back to our thrusters 20 seconds from now. And as a reminder, on the second round, now it's gonna be a 45-second interval. You can still hold one weight in each hand, or I'm gonna show with the single dumbbell underneath the chin. Set the feet for your squat, and 3, 2, 1, begin. Controlling down. First rep includes that overhead reach. Second rep, simply standing tall. Excellent. Really focus on elbows up and forward. That's gonna help keep that upper body posture. Chest nice and strong, nice and tall. Beautiful. Breath in on that down, breath out on the up. A little bit more focus on the down to have control so you're not just bouncing, and then try to power up to stand tall, standing fast. Excellent. One more time. And 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and rotate. Nice job. Second exercise, moving into that deadlift. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier. I'm going to stick with that sumo deadlift between the legs. Draw that stomach in, long spine. Ready, begin. Squeeze and stand, hinging over. Ensure that you don't extend that neck as you go down. So Jean, you're looking strong with that chin to be in, looking down towards the floor. Keep the neck neutral with the rest of the spine. You're going to feel the hamstrings a little bit. Excellent. Still engaging that mid-back. And depending upon the size of the weights, if you feel like it's too much to go all the way down, go to right about knee height or mid-shin with the hands. Find that range of motion that works for your body. And go ahead and control it down and take that rest. All right, lunges are next. If you had that full range of motion, felt comfortable, you can add some light weights to the lunge. I'm going to keep that bicep curl in there as well. Starting in 10. Make sure we don't have any toe out there, so toes pointing forward, eyes up, and here we go, alternating sides. Stepping back with the curl, standing tall, and extend the arms. Beautiful. Breathe, breath in on the down and out on the up. Climbing stairs is easy when you can have this nice full strength through the lunge. Also makes it easy to get on and off the ground. All kinds of things that we do every day in life that we don't necessarily take note of until suddenly it becomes tough. Good job. One more time, back, up, and resting there. Good job. And the final one is back to that blood flow work. So standing tall, catching your breath. Now we're going to go that march and punch to kick it off. Good. See how high you can pull that knee. Keep those arms punching across. Feel free to add that little skip to your step. Awesome job. And then transition into those step jacks or jump jacks. 15 seconds here. Wonderful. You can also dance here as well. Maybe you have a rebounder at home to get a little extra bounce. And now for that cross crawl, we're going to go behind the back this time. So lifting up, try to tap or grab onto that heel. Wonderful. 10 more seconds here. Now we're going to take that 30-second break, and final time through our series, it's going to be a 30-second interval. And there's our 30-second rest. All right, grab that quick drink. Any changes you want to make with your weights, and we'll finish it out with this final round. Starting in 15 seconds, back to the thrusters. If you want a little bit more intensity this last round, you can include that overhead reach for the thruster on every rep. Elbows up and forward. Find that spot you're going to focus on, and here we go. Breathing in, still having good control in the bottom, and then your choice if you want to keep out with that overhead press or press it up every time. Just ensuring you don't overarch that spine. Sometimes we tend to lean back as we reach overhead, especially if we tend to be stiff in that mid back. Breathing in, breathing out, 10 seconds left. Good job, keeping those knees driving wide, both on the down and the up. One more time, down, stand, and rest. Wonderful. Final round of deadlifts. All righty. Squeezing those shoulders back, drawing that stomach in, and begin. Drawing that belly in is that midline activation. So it supports that spine, helps hold the spine in that neutral position. So that's a big reason why core strength is so important. Core strength is what supports our whole spinal column and a lot of other functions in our body as well. Good, almost there. Still squeezing the glutes as you stand tall. Final time, and then set it down well, just like the other mechanics. Long spine as you bring it back to the ground. Alrighty, final 10 seconds rest as we come into our lunges. Check in with the feet, just underneath those hips. Eyes up, and here we go. Option to curl in as you step back, extend as you come forward. Back and down. You always want to be cautious with that lunge. Obviously, your kneecap is a fairly sensitive part of your body. So you want to just kiss that knee down, lightly touch, and then coming up. Good. 10 seconds. And then we're going to go directly into the blood flow work for a full minute to finish it out. And transition. So make sure you have a nice clear space. And we're gonna go back into that march and punch. 20 seconds on each movement here. Good work. From the march and punch, getting ready for those step or jump jacks, and see if you can go behind the back on the down clap. So behind the back and then up to overhead. Wonderful. Good, breathing strong. Final 10 seconds here. Fantastic. And then finishing it out, we're gonna go back to like we did on round one with that alternating knee to elbow. Stellar, making that balance look easy. Pushing that big toe down, lifting up. A couple more on each side. And there's our time. Woo. All right, walk it out. Grab a drink. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching. And this can either be your cool down stretch, or you can join us for that final circuit. Alrighty, as you catch your breath, we're just gonna do a simple little toe touch stretch to start. Feet under the hips, lifting up through the belly, and just allow your spine to round on this one. Chin to the chest, gradually sliding those hands down, trying to round one segment at a time as you come down nice and slow. Whew. Catching your breath a bit here. Draw that chin in, like we did on that behind the back stretch earlier. Let that neck be heavy, give a little space. Let go of any stress on that exhale, and then on your next inhale, making your way back up to standing. It's fantastic. All right, we're gonna mirror each other now. So we're gonna come into a lunge. If you need a little extra support for the downside knee, you can put a pillow or fold your yoga mat over. So left foot forward, right knee is gonna come on down. And now we're gonna begin by interlacing those hands. Draw the front of the ribs down as you raise those arms up, lifting out of that hip, and then just sink into that back hip. Front shin still vertical, heel planted, and breathe here. Trying to squeeze that glute or that trail leg, and then rotate towards your left side. You can grab that right wrist and give a little extra pull with the left hand. One more breath, unwind, and shake those arms out. Next, we'll add the tricep stretch. So with the right knee down, raise your right arm up. Draw the chin in as you bend that elbow down. And now we're gonna reach up, hold the elbow back, and still get that shift of the hips. And now we're keeping the eyes up as we side bend towards your left side. Nice and gradual here. Never forcing. And we're gonna come in and out of it twice more. So back to neutral, chin in. Go ahead and rock those hips back, and then sinking into them. And then once again, side bend, eyes up. Beautiful. Final time coming out of it. Feel free to shake those arms out for a second, and then we'll come back up, bend that elbow, sinking in. As you bend the side, you can add a little bit more rotation, looking up towards the ceiling, past your right elbow. Draw the chin in at the same time as your eyes are looking up. There you go. 2 more breaths if you can hold it. And release. Beautiful job. Let's go ahead and come on up. We're going to do the same thing on that second side. Alrighty, coming down to that lunge. I'm gonna set that pillow aside. So now it'll be your left leg down, right leg forward, interlace the hands to start lifting on up, shifting into that back hip. And as you remember, we rotated the torso in the first one. So rotate your body towards the right side. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Give a little bit of a pull there. Try to flex the glutes of that left hip. And unwind. Good job. Arms come down. When we come back up, now we have the tricep stretch. Ribs down, chin in, reaching up. Good. Shifting into the hips. And now as we keep that chin in, we bend towards the side. Excellent. Coming out of it, we'll do twice more. Hips back, hips forward, lift, and then gently bend. Pulling that chin in, you'll give more space on the back of the neck. Good. We'll rest the arms for a moment before we go into this final time. Hips forward. Still bring that straight arm up. Good. And then as we side bend, option to add that rotation. Make sure you draw the chin in as you do so. Eyes look up towards the ceiling or sky if you get to be outside today. Unwind and release. Nice job. All right. You can add anything else you'd like if that's the end of the session for you, or join us for this final set. We're going to start with the bands, or you can use a dumbbell with a bent over row. Being that we've done a decent amount of hinging work today, I'm going to be showing it from the floor. So we're going to do a seated row, coming on down. Make sure that as you sit down on the ground, you want to be right up on those sit bones to hold that good posture through the low back. We're going to bring the hand or the band around the feet. And then when you're ready, start with those straight arms. We're going to draw those elbows back, turning the palms up, and then palms rotate down as you reach forward. Really nice long neck here. And I always find it most effective to hold in that back position. Give a little bit longer squeeze, drawing those shoulder blades together, strengthening that mid back. Good job. Breathing in through the nose as you extend the arms out, and then a nice gentle exhale as you draw everything in. 15 seconds left. We're working on a 45-second interval for this seated row. If you did choose the bent over option, if you need a break from that hinging position, as always, stand up anytime you need a rest. Always listening to the body. Final time here. Draw it in, extend it out, and transition. We're going to come into a front plank now. You can have two options. You can either come up like you're doing the top of a push-up, or if you want to give a break off the wrist, simply come on down to the forearms. That's how I'm going to show it. So palms down, coming onto the forearms. Starting the plank in 2, 1, and begin. Hips ideally want to be level to the shoulders, chin in, looking down right between those hands or forearms. And now you can either hold this neutral, or we can do a little bit more through the hips. If you want to come onto that one leg, and we'll just do these little tiny hip extensions. Squeezing that glute, raising that leg up, and just how we talked about that donkey kick, not wanting to extend through the belly, same idea through the legs. Good. When you're ready, switching legs, same thing other side. 10 seconds left. Make sure you don't sink into those shoulders, lifting up out of those arms as well. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Let's stretch it back into child's. Toes together, knees divide. Just lean on back and breathe into the back of the body. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Fantastic. From here, we're going to work those triceps just a bit. You can either come up to standing, or you can kneel here. I'm going to show it from the ground. So I'm going to work a tricep up to overhead, and I'm going to do it from like a tall kneeling position. Also totally fine to do it standing. So we're going to bring it up to overhead, ribs down in front. And then when you're ready, we bend the arms, lower the weight down, squeeze the glutes as we extend. Chin in. We're going to work this one for about 30 seconds. Eyes up and forward. Very good. Just make sure you're not arching that low back. 10 seconds left. Looking to fully extend those arms in the top. 2, 1, and all done there. Fantastic. Alrighty, set that down. And then we're going to return back to the top with that seated row. So come on up to that seated posture. We're going to go one more time through each exercise. Wrapping it around. Palms down. And then when you're ready, squeeze back. Breathing in, breathing out, holding that back position for 1, 2, maybe upwards of 3 seconds. Breathing in as you reach forward. Breathing out as we squeeze back. Exercise doesn't always need to be intense to be beneficial for the body. Seated rows, just really good postural exercise. Good movement through those shoulder blades. Keeping that upper body engaged. Move us into a position other than what our daily life tends to bring us into these days. A lot of work right in front of the body, whether it's on the computer, on your phone, driving in the car, working in the kitchen, everything seems to be right in front of our chest. 10 more seconds. So instead of always holding our arms in front of our body, now we're focused on drawing those shoulders back, engaging the back of the body. Final time and transition. Fantastic. Coming back onto that plank, forearms down, or you can work the top of the push-up. I'll go ahead and show it from the top of the push-up this time. Midline engaged. Spread those hands, coming up to that front plank, we call it. And here we go. So chin in, looking straight down. You want to add that option of that hip extension. I'm going to start on the left leg. You're in 2, 1. When you're ready, it's just a subtle lift. Focus to keep the toes pointing down towards the floor. And again, really neutral through that mid body. If you're up on the hands, make sure you keep those arms fully extended. Excellent. If you're using those hip extensions, we're going to go ahead and switch sides, and 15 seconds on that second side. Nice controlled motion. A little bit more engagement for the back of that body. And 2, 1, and pause. Wonderful. Coming back down. We're going to do the child stretch with the side reach. So toes together, knees divide. Let's crawl the hands over to your right side. Take your left arm, reach it up nice and long, and then square the hips, rocking them back towards the heel, bow that head down. 3 breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. And switch it up, crawling the hands to that second side. Now your right hand, reach it out nice and long, square those hips once again, rock them back, bow that head down, in through the nose, out through the mouth, 3 times on this side. Fantastic. I have not forgotten about our overhead extension, but first we're going to give a little bit more movement through that rib cage. We're going to do our mid-back rotations. So either staying up on the hands, or if you want to go deeper into that rotation, I'm going to come down to the forearms. Draw the belly in, keep the knees nice and wide, and now you're going to bring the one hand behind the head. Breathing in, close the elbow towards that opposite elbow, and then breathing out. Pulling that elbow up towards the ceiling or sky, turning the head and neck. Go between 5 and 8 times on each side. Breath in as you close the body, breath out as you open. Hold that open position, turn those eyes. That's where you get the biggest benefit of this movement. Good, a few more times. And when you're ready, same thing on that opposite side. Hand behind the head, breathing in and breathing out. Just imagine you're trying to pull that elbow back and stack it right over top of that downside elbow. I'm not sure if we literally really get there or not, but you can work towards that intention of stacking those shoulders over each other, getting that solid rotation through that mid body. One or two more. And rest. Great job. All right, I'm going to bring you back up to standing to finish those tricep extensions. And then our final couple of stretches. All righty. Grabbing those weights. Set the feet right underneath the hips, belly drawn in, shoulders stacked over the hips. And then from the side here, what we don't want to see is that arch. So tuck it all in. When you're ready, bend it down, squeeze the tush and flex those thighs as you extend through those arms. Lowering down and extending out. 20 more seconds here. Very good. I like this movement a lot, not just to strengthen those triceps, but it's also a really good opener through those shoulders. Reaching back like this requires that mobility and flexibility. 1 or 2 more reps. And come on out. Great job. All righty. So from standing, you can either push your hands against the wall. I'm going to use the side of the chair here. We're going to get a nice stretch for that mid-back, walking the feet back, drawing that belly in, and then make some space to lower your head between the arms, and just think about guiding your heart towards the ground. Just a little baby bend in those knees. And let's spend about 5 full cycles of breathing here, coming out of the stretch a bit on that inhale, and then sinking into it on that exhale. Feel free to close those eyes and then just feel into the breath of your body. Good job. After your 5 breaths or so, coming back up. We're going to stay in this area to get a nice stretch for the calves. So once again, you can push against the wall, or if you have a sturdy enough chair or countertop, we're going to take the left leg, nice long step back, lowering that heel down, and then push against to get a nice stretch for that calf. Excellent. If you want to add a little baby bend to that trail leg, lowering that knee in towards the ground, just a couple of inches, and then extending that leg back out. Go a little bit deeper into that calf stretch. Bend it down, extend it out. Maybe 1 more time. Good. Walking that back foot in, and same thing other side. Big step back, lower that heel down as you push into that chair, and just start by holding this one, spending at least a good 15 seconds here, giving that chance for that calf to lengthen. Cue into your breathing. And then if it feels like that calf is starting to loosen up, if you want to go a little bit deeper, I try to keep my heel mostly on the ground as I just barely bend that knee into that trail leg. And then I extend it back out. Just kind of give a little bit of movement. And release. Wonderful. Step that back leg back in. And then we're going to return to the floor to finish it out. All right, so we're gonna do an inner thigh opener and then a seated twist and our final breaths together. So the inner thigh opener we're gonna do today is gonna be that like quadruped position with that leg extended to the side. This is one of my favorites. Sole of the foot grips down. And now we're simply rocking those hips back towards that heel. You can hold this back position for a couple of breaths. And then we bring it back forward. Do that 3 times, rocking it forward. Sinking back, bow that head down, hold for 2 breaths. And then once more, I'll show you from the side. We rock forward onto the hands, sinking back into that heel, bowing that head down, and breathe. Fantastic. All right, walk that leg in. Same thing on your second side. Extend it out. Instead of being on the ankle, make sure the sole of the foot grips down onto your mat, and then sinking back into those hips, bowing that head down, breathing here. Just inviting that inner thigh to open, especially after those squats and lunges. When you're ready, rocking it forward, and then taking it back for your second set. And third and final time, rock forward, rock it back, and breathe. I know I said seated twist, but we're going to be a little bit more efficient and just simply coming on to our backs. Similar sequence of what we started with. In between sets with that double knee to chest and that 2-knee twist. So go ahead and make sure you set those shoulder blades underneath that torso, and then roll yourself and draw those shoulders back, and then hug those legs in. Good. 2-knee twist when you're ready. Arms splay out wide. Both legs come to one side. Turn that head, look over the other shoulder. And then mixing it up when you're ready, coming back to that second side. Very good. For a little variety, instead of sticking with this 2-knee twist, I'm going to go ahead and extend my left leg straight out. Hug the right knee to the right shoulder to start, getting some length through that inner groin. And then you can just ever so gently start to bring this right leg over towards the left side. You can use your left hand to kind of support the shin and ankle. And then see if you want to come into a little bit of a single leg spinal twist. So I'm taking my right leg over towards that left side and then turn the head, looking over the shoulder towards that right hand. We don't want it to be painful. Just gently allow that low back to loosen. Good. When you're ready, making your way out of that single leg twist, and we'll switch sides. Extend the right leg, sliding that heel out. Hug the left knee towards that left shoulder. And then just a nice gentle sweep, bringing that left thigh towards the right side. And you can start to extend that leg, grabbing onto the shin or the ankle area as you use your right hand to guide that left leg over into that single leg twist. Good. And head and neck should be looking over that left shoulder. Gently breathing here. Fantastic. When you're ready, making your way out of that twist and then into a little happy baby variation. Elbows on the inner knees, inner thighs, grabbing the outer shins. If you can reach the bottoms of the feet, fantastic. Use those elbows, push those legs wide, and then just rock yourself side to side. Try to just imagine the freedom and the joy of just being that happy little baby in the crib. No worries in the world. Fantastic. Once you feel like you're starting to open there, then we'll go ahead and release those legs. As you start to extend those legs out on the ground, raise those arms up to overhead. And then just stretch it out here, reaching those hands high over your head, pointing through the toes, breathing nice and deep. When you're ready, you can circle those arms down to the sides and then just finish with one hand on the belly, one hand on the area of the heart. Just take a moment to pause, be still. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Maybe you can tune into the beat of your heart. I invite you to take as long as you'd like in this position. When you finish, you're welcome to roll onto your side. And just remember, when we get a little bit caught up in our brain, too much worry, too much concern, we can always drop out of our head, take a moment to drop into our heart, and just try to stay connected to all the miraculous things that our body is doing for us every waking moment of our day. All right, everyone. Thanks for moving with me here today, and look forward to moving with you next time. Take care.